Hey everybody, this is Chris. We're here at Copper Mountain today doing our first of hopefully many chairlift interviews. So I'm here with Amber and Sherry, two of my really good friends and neighbors. They allowed me to kind of hook on to Girls Day, which I definitely appreciate. And more importantly, Chris and Sean, thanks for watching the kids. In the neighborhood, we all met each other since we all have kids. Mine are at a little bit different age range. Mine are a lot older. But tell us a little bit about your families.
So I've got a 8, 6, and 2-year-old, and they're very, very active kiddos. Constantly outside, constantly wanting to be around friends, and love playing.
And Sherry's oldest is the age of my youngest, and that's 10.
10.
And then she has 4 boys as well. And how old are they?
They are 8, 6, and 5.
Awesome.
Also very active and very loud.
One of the things that we were talking about on the way up, which I really thought was cool, from a mom's perspective, what they look for in houses. And I kind of knew it in the back of my head, and I had no idea that it was that important. But tell me a little bit about what that stuff was again that you guys were talking about, as far as what was important to you that maybe a first-time home buyer might not be thinking about when they either have a family or not thinking about the next stage in that family's life.
So the important thing when looking for a house that I always bring up to clients that are first-time home buyers or people that are thinking about starting a family sometime in the future, I always tell them to have a main floor play area where they can stash the toys, so they don't have to have them in their living spaces, and that way when they're cooking or they're cleaning, they don't have to worry about their 2-year-old or 1-year-old or 5-year-old even going up and down the stairs constantly. Just take that risk factor out of getting hurt, and being able to keep an eye on them and kind of hear and know what they're doing.
And Sherry, your boys are kind of in that next stage. What are some of the important things that, you know, when you looked at your house and now that you're in your house and, you know, you've been in there for a couple of years, what kind of things at the kids' age that you have are things that you think are really important?
Yeah, I think so. We definitely wanted the kids on one side of the house and us on the other side of the house. So having the house on one side, kids on the other side. We also wanted 2 living areas so the kids have a place to play their video games, hang out with friends, do that kind of stuff. And then storage, closet space, mudroom, all that kind of stuff makes it easier when they're coming in with baseball bags and soccer bags and football bags. They can just walk right in, drop it in the mudroom, and it's not all over your house.
4 boys. 4. I know exactly what she's going through.
Yeah.
4. Mine are older, mine are a little bit past that stage, but I don't know how my wife.
Neighborhood pools.
Yeah.
Especially out here in Colorado. To have your own pool can be a little iffy because we don't get the time to actually use them, but community pools are a great way to go. You definitely want somewhere in the summer for your kids to get out and be able to get out some of that crazed up energy that they have. And you have them all summer, so you want to be able to take them somewhere.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, my kids are all older, and when we thought about moving in, we had thought about our community pool as well as being really important. And I don't think we've been there more than twice. So the things that you need
We're there every day. We're there every day.
The things that you think are important to you sometimes aren't, but it's something that you got to kind of think about. You know, when you're buying your house, it's not just a snapshot of where you are right then and there. It's where you're going to be here in the future and how long you plan on being there and what kind of things that will or won't do for you.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good call. So we took a little bit of a break. It's really snowing outside, which we're excited to get back to, but wanted to get you a chance to meet Amber a little bit and you know, kind of get an idea of what she's doing. So how long have you been doing this, Amber?
So I've been doing it for about 5 to 6 years. I got into it because I have children and I've always been interested in real estate. Really like watching what the marketing's doing, knowing my different areas.
What area are those? What do you focus on?
So my specialties are like south of Denver mainly. I love Littleton, Castle Rock, Highlands Ranch, Parker, that kind of stuff.
Cool, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. We're going to get back on the hill.
Like that kind of stuff.
All right, everybody, so we're back and we are having a great day. It has now started to dump here at Copper, so definitely having a good time. Wanted to kind of ask Sherry, what are some things that you think about now that you've purchased a couple of homes? How many have you bought before? Or how many? 4 homes. So in that time that you purchased those 4 homes, what were some things that you had kind of developed in your strategy of picking a lender and picking a realtor? What kind of things are important to you?
Well, definitely communication, details. In a realtor, you really want someone who listens to your needs and your wants and tries to meet that. Understanding that no house is going to be perfect, but you want to be hitting, at least 50% of what you're looking for.
And knows the market.
Knows the market, and then has connections with lenders. That's always helpful. If your realtor has a connection with a lender that they can recommend, that they worked with before, they know if they're reliable, they communicate well, and keep you kind of like just staying in the loop of what's happening throughout the process.
Great. And Amber, kind of playing off on that as well, being an agent, you've been doing this for a while. What kind of things do you look for in your lenders that you advise your clients to look for as well?
Definitely a top priority is communication, because when you don't have communication and something falls through, you're scrambling at the last minute to try to get in paperwork. Reliability. I know some lenders that have lost paperwork, and so knowing that when you turn something in, it's getting turned in and actually being held on to. So when you get to closing, there's nothing missing or nothing at the last minute you're trying to scramble for. That if there is something that's missing, that your lender is in communication with you and your clients and letting you know that, hey, I've got this missing, and it's a couple weeks prior to closing, not a couple days prior to closing.
Right. So we both kind of touched on the importance of how important that realtor is and how important that lender is. What kind of things do you recommend people, kind of ask? How do you find that right person? Because it sounds like we've all kind of made those mistakes, but we understand what to do after we've made those mistakes. Is there anything that you can recommend proactively that you can kind of, share with us of what kind of things now that you've made those mistakes and had those errors, what kind of things you can kind of do now proactively to avoid it?
Definitely, you can do your research on the lender. You can go back and search anybody's licenses and go back and see if there's any dings, or if clients have been unhappy, that stuff's going to be on there, letting people know that this person really messed up, and they can definitely ding your license a little bit and give you a heads up. Ask around, ask your realtor and your lender how long they've been doing it. How long do they, like your realtor, how long have you lived in the area? How well do you know the area? Ask your lender how long have they been, lending, and how can they help get you the best values? Is there tools that they can help you with? And ask a different couple lenders and realtors, and you'll find the best fit for yourself.
Yeah, and ask your friends and your neighbors. Recommendations are always a great way to go.
Perfect. So Amber mentioned about licensing and checking that. I'll actually put a link to the MLS ID identification page down below. You can actually search any lender, first name, last name, and then you can figure out where they're licensed, how long they've been licensed. You actually can see an employee history there. Sometimes that's good. I always recommend to the clients that I talk to, do some research on the people that you're talking to. Find out what kind of people they are. So many times you get bait and switched by a rate or something that somebody says that you may or may not know is actually going to be realistic once you actually go to try to put it into play. Right. So getting to know your lender, your realtor, and as a buyer, getting to know them as people. And that's really, I think, important. That's always the way I built my business. And Amber, I know that you're very close to most of your people that you deal with. So when you do find a good one, help us get the word out. Thanks. That does it for our day at Copper. What a day. If you're looking for more videos to help you understand how to buy your house, please subscribe to our channel. To get a hold of Amber or Chris, you can get our contact information in the descriptions tab below. And to see more of our day at Copper, click here or check out the Just for Fun tab on our page. Thanks for watching.